Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Santa's Workshop. Today's video, we're going to do a one and done of Monkey Wrench Mike's Volvo wagon. And what we're going to be doing to it is I'm painting the top. As you can see, clear coat has severely been depleted, completely gone on the roof, completely gone on the hood. So what I want to do is I'm going to sand this down. I'm going to blend it right on this line all the way down the car, paint the full roof. Now the first thing we're going to have to do to it is take off what we can. I want to see if I can get his washer vents out. If I can, I'm going to clean them up, tape them off real good. I want to see if I can get this grill out, because everything else is going to be taped up. And if I can do that, there's going to be very minimal things for me to have to tape around on this car. Sunroof is going to be the one, windshield, and of course down the sides of the car. I'm going to really haven't decided yet what I'm going to do here. I may go ahead and tape these the best I can. I want to try rolling down the windows and see if I can pull the seals out, lay them inside, and then just tape around the window. If I can do that, that would be the easiest thing to do. That way, I can go ahead and paint all this as well, and it'll match up with everything else. So, we're going to get started by getting this thing cleaned up, sanded down, taped, and then painted. Okay, first step anytime I do a car is I'll take a glass cleaner and wipe down everywhere that we are not going to be painting, mainly to get all the dust, the excess dust and everything off of it. Just doing that made the car look a lot better. But we're going to get, I missed part of that sunroof, didn't I? Okay, got to go back. Next part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rag and some enamel reducer, go over all this. Now this has got, it's almost like tar or something up here. I'm going to be hitting this with a 320 DA, because I mean, we're just going to surface it and paint it. Come on, focus, there you go. Surface it and paint it. Hood's the same way. I want to be trying to take these out if I can. If I can figure out how those will come out without breaking them. If I can't, I want to tape them off. I'm going to take the grill out because it just be a cleaner look painting around it. And as I said, we're going to blend it on this line right here. So what I'll be doing is I'll be sanding this down with 320. This right here I want to do with 800. And the reason I want to do that is so I want to be shooting black up here, clear down here to blend it. And then as soon as I get the clear shot, I'll be pulling this tape off for that line to flow out. And I'm hoping for no runs. Hoping for no runs. But it's about 11 o'clock at night. I'm having to work nights on this because the days are still just too flippin' hot to mess with painting. So, we're going to get this thing going and get some color on it. All right. Got my DA out here with my good pad on it. I know a lot of y'all see me using that DA just, I mean, all over everything, on the edge. I keep a DA with a bad pad on it just for sanding down areas like that. Now, when it comes to doing this, we're going to use a good pad because I want it as smooth and flat as possible. Now, you can see where I have already sanded this down right here. This right here is perfectly adequate for what we're going to be doing. Got a couple of little spots. A little spot right there. But I can hit the top side of this with the DA as long as I can stay away from this here, because As of right now, this part right here, I am not going to paint. And I'm going to hit this with a little bit of compound and see if I can get it to kind of disappear. If I can't, what I might do is tape this up, hit it with a very, very, very fine sandpaper. And of course, every time the compressor goes to talk. And we'll see if I can hit this with very fine sandpaper if it doesn't buff out, and just hit a light coat of clear over it, just to kind of get it. Other side, it's hardly there. As you can see, this side here, you know, it's got a couple of little spots in it. That right there will buff out, but it's hardly there. But we get to the door, you've got a lot of it. So what I want to do, I'm going to tape up right through here and across here. Then I'm going to pocket it and blend about halfway. So that's going to make taping and painting a whole lot easier if I don't do this section down here. But the rest of the car, I mean, it's got some scratches, it's got some dings in it, but it's going to look 110% better when it's done. All right, let's get to sanding. All right, I want to show you all a little bit of difficulty that I'm running into. You see the little spots right here? That, I saw them on the sunroof, and they looked like glass chips. And I got a razor blade and started scraping them, and they were coming up. It almost looked like resin. So I think this thing was parked under a pine tree several years ago, and this stuff has hardened to a very hard. I wiped this thing down with enamel reducer, and it did not take them off. But you can see my sandpaper here where I put the new sheet on, how good it looks. You get over here and you start, oh, there it is. You start seeing all the swirls. That's that stuff caking up on the sandpaper. I mean, had that stuff not caked up on the sandpaper, one disc probably would have done this whole car. And I want to tell you something. Come on, focus. Let's focus you in right there. Benchmark braces. Oh my gosh. I know I've mentioned them a couple of times. I'm going to mention them more. Their sandpaper is phenomenal. So, before I get down here and do this hood, and you can see, it is all over this hood. Let's see if I can find one here and scrape up for you if this thing will focus. See that? That is tree resin of some sort. And it is all over the top of this thing. Come on, focus. Get off my hand there. There you go. But yeah, I'm going to have to get this hood scraped or find something that'll actually melt that off before I try to sand it. And you can see here, I took the razor blade and wiped it down, Now, you see all these scratches. Once I sand it with 320, that's going to come right out because that is just on the surface. I'm not getting down below that. But I want you to watch this clear coat. It is just flaking up. Whew. All right. Well, I want to find something to see if I can wipe this hood down, and we're going to keep on going. All right. I've got most of the car sanded, but I'm running into some issues.
This needs a little more feathering.
Oh, well.
Hey!
Hey, Delbert's here.
I snuck in.
Yes, you did. Scared me. Thought it was my ghost.
Again?
Again. Now, right here, you can see it's feathering very good. There is no, that's a good transition right there. But we get right in here, that clear is just flaking off. I can just almost get that off my fingernail, but you can definitely feel a transition right through here. I've got it most of the way. There's still some right in here I got to get. All this up here was already, the clear was already gone. But Delbert, you wasn't here when I started sanding on this thing. There was something over this whole car. I thought it was chipped glass on the sunroof.
All right, like this piece right here?
No, like right here. Here's a piece.
Oh, okay, a little dent even.
No, it's not a dent.
Oh,
that
it's
is
inside,
just
yeah.
something on the car. It's like tree sap, but it's hardened. And I mean hardened.
Another small spot there.
I had to get the a razor blade and edge scrape it to get it off. I had to scrape the whole car to get it. Now, I still got to sand here because we're going to be blending on this line right here. So we still got to hit this right in here, and around where the grill was. This right here is another bad spot.
Yeah, that's real.
So we're going to have to pop that hood up so we can get to it without getting that light. And right here, you can see where that. So yeah, this has been a little more than what I expected as far as getting it sanded down, because I really thought that was sand down easy.
Another spot there. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, we just got to be able to get that to smooth down so we can get a smooth transition when I lay the paint. So we're going to put you on a time lapse, and this is what we're going to do.
Yay!
Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Let's go have some fun. Look at that. He's just getting really meticulous on that there pet tape. Look at that tape. Good job. Woo! There it is. Well, we'll get some more here. Some paper will go over down there.
Yeah, we'll hang paper on the rest of it.
But we got all the little divots out, I think.
Yes, sir.
Not going to have any little divots in the paint because of holes. Can't even show you any because they're not there.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yes, that's a good thing. That top is straight. Well, it's got a curve to it, natural curve. But and it has no dents, no dings. We got all the little divots out. It's going to be the best part of the car. Hood's not too bad either. There's no dents and dings in it either.
No, I mean, it's a straight old car.
I think Mikey's going to love it.
That's
As far as the paint on the car is gonna be concerned. Woo.
That did not work out as planned.
Did you make a oops?
Yep.
But it's only tape.
I'd rather be tape than paint.
Mike is actually really meticulous at this tape. If he doesn't like it, he takes it off and does it again.
Now, this is my downfall when it comes to doing body work.
I don't think that's a downfall.
Well, it makes it to where nobody can afford what I do.
Well, we'll come back on once he gets it all taped up.
Well, alrighty then. There we have it. We got the paint on it, got the grill back in, got the windshield wipers back on. Door seals put back in. I still got to do the belt molding on the doors, but that won't be nothing to do. Going to hit the lower part with the buffer in a few days. Let it dry out as good as possible. Got a little bit of dry spots on it, but it was like 80 degrees in here last night when I was shooting this. I added extra, a lot of extra enamel reducer to it so it'd get it to flow. Flowed out fairly good. Insects come out to play after I left. I got a few of those I gotta get out, but they're not many. But all in all, this thing is going to look so much better than it did. My blend areas right here, I gotta get sanded so they'll look right. But overall, where I put it on that seam, it looks good. Hood looks nice and shiny. That's a whole lot different from what it was when it showed up. So, Monkey Wrench Mike, I hope you like it. We'll come back and I'll shoot a little video when he sees it for the first time. I think he's going to come here and do a little bit of work on it before he puts it up for sale. I want to try and get that headliner in the back glued back up for him and just do some odd end stuff, and we'll see how this thing comes out. Well, thank you for joining me on this. I know it was a little while coming, dealing with this heat and trying to paint in a unenvironmentally controlled shop. it makes it interesting, difficult and interesting. But we will see you next time on Santa's Workshop.